And welcome to the program, The Eagle, your window to the activities of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. My name is Aisha Gambari. Also on the program today is Aisha Muhammad. Hello there.
Hi, Aisha.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right.
And welcome back from your leave.
Thank you so much, Aisha. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks, viewers, for joining us on the program. Today's edition of your favorite program is loaded. We'll bring you the highlights right after this timeout. Please stay tuned.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
Welcome back. On the program today is a report on the proposed arraignment of one Muhammad Bello Abubakar, a former permanent secretary, Ministry of Local Government and Community Development, Sokoto State, before Justice Rilwan Muhammad Aikawa of a federal high court in Sokoto. There's also a story on the arrest of a 29-year-old prison warder with the old Abeokuta prisons, Ibara, Abeokuta, Ogun State, Joseph Emmanuel, who was apprehended by the Commission for allegedly assisting the prison inmate in carrying out fraudulent transactions.
And as part of efforts at preventing corruption, the EFCC organized an anti-corruption sensitization program for the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, on March 13, 2014. The Commission also arraigned a former secretary to Edo State Government, Dr. Simon Imuekeme, alongside 3 others for an alleged diversion of the sum of 113 million naira.
And on our special focus segment, Camilo Gebi will bring you a report on the French Ajudu's long years of trial. The reports.
Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Lamorde, has commended the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, for accepting to partner with the Commission in the fight against corruption. Lamorde said the partnership will further serve as an avenue to deepen existing relations between the two agencies. Lamorde, who was represented by Osito Nwaja, Deputy Director, Public Affairs, stated this at an anti-corruption sensitization program organized for the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, on March 13, 2014.
This program is specially designed for public and private sector workers in direct response to the mandate of the Commission to prevent economic and financial crimes, including corruption. Section 6 of the EFCC Act requires the Commission to, in addition to its enforcement responsibilities, take measures to prevent the commission of economic crimes. Among such measures is aggressive public enlightenment and education. You will agree with me that it is far cheaper to prevent a crime than to fight it. The program which we are flagging up this morning is specially designed for employees of public and private institutions. The essence is to take the anti-graft campaign to the workplace and encourage workers to have a buy-in, as the EFCC alone cannot fight and win the war against corruption in Nigeria. This public education and sensitization campaign has come a long way, In the recent past, similar campaigns have been extended to the Nigeria Customs Service, the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas, Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, and the Ministry of Transport.
He thanked UBEC for the publication of Monkey Leaders, an anti-corruption work and exercise book for primary and secondary schools, which will help to further enlighten children on the ills of corruption. Aisha Larey Musa, Head Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit of the Commission, informed staff of UBEC that EFCC was created as a lead agency to fight corruption in Nigeria. Felicia Bott Timothy, a staff in the Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit who presented a paper on EFCC and workplace ethics, encouraged UBEC staff to be conscientious in the discharge of their duties. The Executive Secretary UBEC, Suleiman Dikko, who was represented by the Deputy Executive Secretary Technical, Mrs. Sharon Oriero Avimuno, assured EFCC that UBEC, as presently constituted, will continue to be a corrupt-free environment by strictly observing the ethics of public service. In another development, the proposed arraignment of Muhammad Bello Abubakar, a former Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Local Government and Community Development, Sokoto State, by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, before Justice Rilwan Muhammad Aikawa of the Federal High Court, Sokoto, on March 12, 2014, was stalled. Abubakar, who was the Permanent Secretary of Local Government and Community Development, Sokoto State, between 2007 and June 2012, and presently Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, was to be arraigned alongside the Deputy Director, Finance and Supply, Abubakar Abdullahi Ahmed, on a 43-count charge bordering on conspiracy and forgery. Though the suspects were present in court, they could not take their plea as the Defense Counsel, YC Maikyo, SAN, informed the court that he has 2 pending applications which should be determined. The applications, according to Maikyo, border on the release of his client's seized properties and consideration for bail. Counsel to EFCC, Saidu Kazim Atta, raised no objections. Justice Aikawa consequently adjourned the case to April 7, 2014, for hearing of pending applications and arraignment. Abubakar is alleged to be living above his means as the extent of his assets is not supported by his legitimate sources of income. He is said to own 5 companies, properties in various locations across Sokoto, and several bank accounts.
Cheers. What is it?
Please, keep to yourself. Chivurabo, I got a telephone call.
Anytime I close my eyes,
yes,
I see dead people chasing me in my sleep.
My Juva Magadam.
Is it possible for someone to become restless just because of his past?
Nevertheless, unless you accuse somebody dead, then the spirit will be haunted you. Was you all contractors?
I embezzled all the money for the roads that are now death traps, killing people every day. I approved the supplies of fake drugs on pipe and water. I embezzled the money. I dey fear, Chief.
You are supposed to fear, especially now that the people of EFCC are chosen people who are doing to support other people's money. EFCC, as soon as they capture them, straight to prison. Chief, jail. How you are? Life are not just about acquire wealth, making money. When other people are getting die of hunger and neglect, be careful. EFCC I watch.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
29-year-old Joseph Emmanuel, a prison warder with the old Abeokuta prisons, Ibara, Abeokuta, Ogun State, is presently in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for allegedly assisting a prison inmate in carrying out fraudulent financial transactions. Emmanuel allegedly assisted an inmate whom he called Ora to open an account using the name of one taxi driver in his neighborhood called Monsuru Ogunshina Adeogun. Investigations showed that after filling out the account opening documents and observing all account opening formalities, Emmanuel received a withdrawal booklet and an ATM card to the account and handed the withdrawal booklet to Adeogun. In a confessional statement, Emmanuel said he gave the ATM card to Ora, the inmate, and helped him make 3 withdrawals from the account. He said on the 4th occasion, the ATM machine rejected the card and that prompted him to call Adeogun to bring the withdrawal booklet in order to withdraw the funds over the counter. He said on the fourth occasion, the ATM machine rejected the card, and that prompted him to call Adeogun to bring the withdrawal booklet in order to withdraw the funds over the counter. In the process of using the withdrawal booklet at the bank, Adeogun was arrested by operatives of the commission as the account was already flagged for suspicious transactions. While in custody, unknown to Emmanuel that Adeogun had mentioned his name as accomplice, he decided to visit Adeogun at the EFCC custody and was promptly arrested. During investigations, it was gathered that the same inmate had previously convinced one Ogunariwo Mary, a student of Tai Sholari University of Education, Ijebu-Ode, to help him open an account with her name. Both Adeogun and Mary Ogunariwo were arrested in the same day and at the same bank and brought to the office of the EFCC together. The suspects will be charged to court as soon as investigations are concluded. Thelma, AK, reporting for the Eagle.
Cheers. What is it?
Please, keep to yourself.
Chivurabo, I got a telephone call.
Anytime I close my eyes,
yes,
I see dead people chasing me in my sleep.
My Juva Magadam.
Chief, is it possible for someone to become restless just because of his past?
Nevertheless, unless you kill somebody dead, then the spirit will be haunted you.
Hey!
Was you all contractors?
I embezzled all the money for the roads that are now death traps, killing people every day. I approved the supplies of fake drugs on pipe and water. I embezzled the money at the fear, Chief.
You are supposed to fluff a special man that the people of EFCC and chase people who are doing to submit other people money. EFCC, as soon as they capture them, straight to prison.
Chief,
Jail. Anyway, life are not just about acquire wealth, making money. When other people are getting die of hunger and neglect, be careful. EFCC I watch.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, was established as one of the mechanisms to combat economic and financial crimes through prevention, investigation, and prosecution. The act establishing the commission was first enacted in 2002 and later repealed and replaced with 2004 Act, which gives the commission more enforcement powers. The commission also exists to investigate all financial crimes including advance fee fraud, money laundering, counterfeiting, illegal charge transfers, future market fraud, fraudulent encashment of negotiable instruments, credit card fraud, contract scams, and many others. Its powers also include the adoption of measures to identify, freeze, confiscate, or seize proceeds derived from terrorist activities, economic and financial crimes-related offenses. The birth of the EFCC marks a turning point in the fight against economic and financial crimes and corruption. The country was held hostage by this element that specialized in defrauding unsuspecting victims of their fortunes under false pretenses. They are referred to as advance fee fraudsters, popularly known as 419 in the Nigerian parlance. With the establishment of the EFCC, however, a war was waged against them by the Commission. Many of them were arrested, prosecuted, and convicted. Properties and cash worth billions of nairas were recovered from them, and today, a large number of them are still languishing in various prisons across the country. The very first case of advance fee fraud that the Commission investigated was that of a syndicate of 5 fraudsters led by one Emmanuel Umude, in which a Brazilian bank was swindled of $242 million. They were arrested and the funds were recovered and restituted to the bank in Brazil. Also part of the EFCC's efforts at bringing the activities of advance fee fraudsters to an end was the clamped down on 419ers who duped unsuspecting victims through divination in shrines. Many of these criminals were involved in producing fake herbal medicines which they used in duping unsuspecting victims. A massive operation was launched in Ikorodu of Lagos State and some other parts of the southwest, which led to the many suspects in their hideout. Among them was one Elente Apetutu, who is the leader of the syndicate. The commission also tackled cyber fraudsters known as Yahoo Yahoo in the Nigerian parlance. This set of cyber fraudsters, who are mostly young Nigerians, send scam emails to unsuspecting victims, mostly abroad, with the intent to defrauding them. The commission regularly organizes raids at their flashpoints. One of such raids was the Operation Cyberstorm, which took the commission's operatives round all cyber cafes in the country. Documents used by the scammers were intercepted by the EFCC. The Operation Cyberstorm led to the arrest and prosecution of many of these fraudsters. They were sentenced to various jail terms as the clampdown on them still continues. In areas where these raids are conducted, the Commission's operatives mostly face tense situations.
Put the password so that we can send them.
Hey, Aso.
Stay there. Make sure that anything I bring, you give them to me. My friend, go to that side. Go to that side.
Government officials were not left out of the fight, as the Commission has successfully apprehended many of them who use public office to siphon government funds. Former state governors were not also left out. The Establishing Act of the Commission also vests powers in it to investigate tax evasion. The Commission's operative raided a shopping outlet operated by Chinese nationals called Chinatown in Lagos. Importers at these markets have been variously accused of evading tax when bringing goods into the country. The man behind the whole fraud was Juan Jackson. He was arrested alongside some other culprits and brought to book by the EFCC.
I'm an officer from the EFCC.
Yeah?
No EFCC?
I don't know.
Economic and Financial Crimes Commission?
No, what program?
Good. We have a petition against your office. You know tax, you are supposed to pay tax to government?
Yes.
Do you pay tax?
I pay tax for Chinatown, Jackson.
Okay, what agency, who collects the tax from you?
Jackson.
Please, can I have some receipts from you?
I have, but I check for you. Any month I pay money.
Yes. You want an analysis?
No. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir.
The EFCC weighed into the banking sector crisis in 2010. Depositors' funds, which were diverted for private use by defaulting former bank chief executives, were recovered. The action led to the arrest and conviction of some of the former executives of the rescued banks. The Commission secured the conviction of one of them, Cecilia Ibru, who was a former managing director in Oceanic Bank PLC, now known as EcoBank PLC. Ibru served 6 months imprisonment with billions of naira recovered from her in cash and assets. Other indicted bank chiefs are currently being prosecuted in various courts across the country. 10 years after the establishment of the Commission, it has successfully charged 700 cases to court and recorded over 500 convictions. Within the same period, the Commission also recovered properties including cash, houses, land, luxury cars, vessels, and all tankers running into billions of dollars.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arraigned one Joseph Sule Emaobino, David Esson Ibinoba, Abato Gaskin Efe, and Dr. Simon Mwekeme before Justice Esther Edige of the Edo State High Court on an 8-count charge that borders on diversion of the sum of 113 million naira allocated for a particular project to another project, contrary to Section 22, subsection 5 of the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000, and engaging in criminal conspiracy to commit an offence contrary to Section 26, subsection 1c of the same Act. The accused persons, who were Chairman, Secretary, Director of Finance and Accounts of the State Universal Basic Education Board and Secretary to Edo State Government, respectively, are alleged to have fraudulently diverted the said sum to a project not covered by the intervention funds allocated by the State Universal Basic Education Commission. When the charges were read to the accused persons, they all pleaded not guilty. Justice Edigin has adjourned the case.
Nigeria is the 6th largest producer of oil in the world. In over 50 years of oil exploration, the country has earned well over $600 billion as oil revenue. If properly managed, it should provide us with a health system that will save lives and not a decaying health system. A society where energy goes round for meaningful development and not an epileptic power supply system. A productive educational system and not a decaying educational system. A society where jobs are created for self-sustainability and not a society where our youth roam the streets unemployed. A highway of safety and security and not roads that lead us to early graves. We should have credible leaders who deliver dividends of democracy to the people and not corrupt leaders who divert our collective revenue for private use. Say no to corrupt leaders. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Welcome back. On today's special focus segment, Camille Gaby again is standing by with a special report on the Fred Ajidua trial. The report.
Fred Ajidua is a well-known name in Nigeria, especially when the subject is advance fee fraud. The native of Ibusa in Delta State, who is facing 2 separate charges of advance fee fraud, read law at the University of Benin, but his fortune has no link with any respectable legal practice. Indeed, he is infamous for his alleged exploit in the world of identity theft and trickery. His victims are many, but the EFCC first charged him to court in 2003 for allegedly obtaining $1.69 million from 2 Dutch nationals, Remy Sina and Pierre Vigen, between 1999 and 2000. When he was docked by the EFCC in 2003, Ajidua was granted bail to seek medical attention in India. He was in India until 2007 when the commission was tipped off that he was back into the country. An attempt was made to arrest him on 20th March 2007 at a beer parlor in Ubusa, but his army of thugs thwarted the bid. The commission thereafter declared him wanted. In May 2013, after almost a decade in hiding under the pretext that he was receiving medical treatment in India, Ajidua staged a dramatic public appearance and was immediately docked by the commission at a Lagos State High Court presided over by Justice Olubunmi Oyewole. At every court session since his trial resumed after a 10-year hiatus, Mr. Ajidua has inundated the court with all manner of medical reports to stall proceedings. On May 22, 2013, Ajudua's counsel, Olalekan Ojo, again approached the court with a fresh medical certificate seeking another adjournment. The defense lawyer told the court that his client is back in the country but cannot be present in court due to ill health. He then presented a fresh medical certificate and made another request for adjournment till a date in September, a request the court turned down and fixed June 11, 2013 for resumption of trial. Justice Oyewole, who was hearing the matter at the time, said the content of the medical report, which states that Mr. Ajidua is being treated for urinary tract infection, does not indicate his whereabouts, the duration of his treatment, and whether he is fit to stand trial or not. He therefore dismissed the request for a further adjournment and ordered that the suspect must face trial. At the resumed hearing on June 24, 2013, rather than argue the bail applications, Ajidua applied to quash the charges against him. Justice Oyewole, however, dismissed the application. His bail application was also dismissed on June 27, 2013 by Justice Oyewole until September 10th, when Justice Ganiyu Safari, a vacation judge who presided over the bail hearing while Justice Oyewole was on vacation, granted Ajidua bail in the sum of 50 million naira with 2 sureties in like sum on grounds of his failing health. Trial in the substantive suit before Justice Oyewole was to continue on the 24th of September 2013. That was not to be, as Justice Oyewole withdrew from the case. Justice Oyewole's withdrawal was largely to forestall charges of conflict of interest following a petition by former Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Ishaya Bamayi, retired, alleging that Ajidua and some others swindled him of $8.395 million on the pretext of helping him to secure his release from the maximum prisons where he was remanded between November 2004 and June 2005. Oyewole was the trial judge in the case. With Oyewole's withdrawal, the matter was consequently assigned to Justice Kujira Jose, and on February 5, 2014, Ajudua was docked before the new judge. On February 12, 2014, the suspect was dragged before Justice Oluwatoyin Ipaye of the Lagos State High Court to face charges that borders on swindling a former army chief of $8.395 million between November 2004 and June 2005. Ajudua is still being remanded in prison custody pending ruling on his bail application slated for March 31, 2014.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
Aisha, I remember this case started 10 years ago.
Exactly.
That was in 2003 when the EFCC went viral on advance fee fraudsters, popularly referred to as 419. Many of them at that time were apprehended and prosecuted accordingly. I remember the likes of Emmanuel Luwunde, Amaka Najemba, the late Maurice Ibekwe, and a host of others got various jail terms, and the proceeds of their crime were confiscated. Now, Ajudua, well, we hope this ends in the favor of the Commission. Support the fight against economic and financial crimes today. From me, that's it on the program. Many thanks for watching. God bless Nigeria. Aisha?
Well, thanks, Aisha. I also pray the trial ends in the favor of the Commission. You can be part of this program by liking us on official EFCC/Facebook.com or follow us on Twitter at official EFCC. You can also watch our programs on official EFCC/YouTube.com. Thanks for your continued support. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.